King Charles has told anti-monarchists he will not stand in the way if Australia looks to replace him as head of state. His message comes as the King and Queen prepare for a historic visit down under, which will emphasise the King's deep love and affection for the country. The Australian Republic Movement, ARM, had written to Buckingham Palace to request a meeting with the King as he arrives on his landmark royal tour next week. Buckingham Palace officials replied on the King's behalf and wrote, "Please be assured that your views on this matter have been noted very carefully. His Majesty, as a constitutional monarch, acts on the advice of his ministers, and whether Australia becomes a republic is, therefore, a matter for the Australian public to decide." However, in the letter, the ARM had praised the important contribution of the royal family, saying many Australians would continue to respect the British monarchy. The letter by ARM went on to say it was time for their country to stand on an equal footing with other nations internationally, and claimed there was mounting support for the move. In the last referendum on the issue in 1999, it saw almost 55% vote a no to removing the head of state. In January, the Australian government said it had indefinitely put on hold new plans for a vote, with ministers saying it was not a priority. The Palace's letter added that the King and Queen have a deep love and affection for Australia, and your thoughtfulness in writing as you did is warmly appreciated. The future of the monarch in Australia is likely to be an issue during the royal visit by King Charles and Queen Camilla, which includes events in Sydney and Canberra. The visit to Australia will be the King's biggest trip since his cancer diagnosis earlier this year. His only other international trip since then has been to France for D-Day commemorations. His treatment is expected to be paused during the trip, which after Australia will include attending a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa. The visit, from October 18 to 26, will include a review of the Australian Naval Fleet in Sydney Harbour, attending a community barbecue, supporting environmental projects, and meeting 2 award-winning cancer experts. It is a jam-packed schedule for the King in the lead-up to Christmas, as in December King Charles will host a 2-day state visit to the UK by the Emir of Qatar.